Morning, gang. It's Tuesday the 12th of May, 2020. Welcome along to this morning's United Kingdom talk. The sun is out already. Got a washing hanging out there and everything. Oh, it's going to be a lovely day. I know it is. I wasn't up so early as I was yesterday, though. I'm pleased to report, actually. Yeah, what time did I go sleep? About 1:30? 1:30, I kind of drifted off to sleep. And I do listen to stuff, not radio, to help me off to sleep now. I've discovered my Amazon thing plays all these things. Some time ago, actually, I discovered it. All these different sleep sounds. Has anyone got sleep sounds? Any of you use any of the sleep sounds on your Amazon device? I use Distant Thunderstorm, I think it's called, and Heavy Rain. And there's all sorts on there. There's Howling Wind. Oh, and Jungle Night. That's a good one. With all insects and birds singing and things like that. I love it. I just have that on like volume 1, really low down. And it absolutely helps you fall asleep. And the other one is I have that Gregorian chanty type thing. Jesus Remember Me. You don't have to be religious to like the bit of music. It's just very, very calming. And it's the same phrase just repeated over and over again, sung. Da, 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 da. That one. Oh, it's lovely. Do you use any of the Amazon sleep sounds as a matter of interest? Now, talking of music, I have the most fantastic video to show you this morning. Fantastic piece of music within that video by a chap called AJ. Okay, and I'll be playing that out for you a little later on, gang. It's called One Day Soon. It's very Barry. Got to tell you, it's very, very Barry. And they've kindly let me have this video. And I'll be showing that to you a little bit later on during the programme when we have a few more people joining us. All right, let's just say hello to some early people this morning. Who's with us today? Dr. Gregorian, good morning to you. Mick Davenport, Adam the Plumber in the house, Gavin Bass, Colin Coach, Jason Hughes, Mike Reese Ponto. Hello, Mikey baby. I wonder, some of you I expect will get your stuff in the post today because it went off very early on Monday, very early. That happens. I really don't know why that happens. I know my picture's freezing, and I also know that the sound is all right. Let me just come out of that camera and swap cameras. See if that makes any difference. Nope. Oh, dear. Why does this happen? It's very random. Hang on a minute. Let me just stop this and... shall I come out of it? And yeah, I'll come out of it. Very disappointing. Do. Yellow light, green light, red light, yellow light. Let me try something. I'll have to try something. Oh, hang on. Are we holding on that? How's that now? I have no idea why it's doing... I'm sorry, gang. I have no idea why that's happening. We can go so many shows. Nothing goes wrong like that. And then suddenly we get this picture freezing. And I do not know what it is. I really have no idea what's causing that. It started happening on the last software update, so it may be something to do with that. It looks all right now to me. Green light holding on there. Okay. Well, we'll stick with it. Keep your fingers crossed, boys and girls. Don't have this trouble at the BBC, do they? Right, we were just saying hello to some people this morning. Adam the Plumber, Gavin Bass, Colin Coates is there. Hello to Daniel Woodhouse. Thank you for getting me up. Did I bleep in your phone, did I? Morning to Gary Butler. There's nephew Gary Butler in the house today. Rachel's there. Morning, Rachel. Kevin James. Hello to you. Gareth Loxton. Greetings. There's Shania, head of the Catholic Church on the Isle of Wight. Good morning, Shania. You're going to love this piece of music. You will absolutely love this piece of music, Shania. I'll be playing that to you in a little while when we get a few more people joining us. And is that it? Is that it? Is it my ugly face? Mick reckons it's my ugly face putting the servers out of order. I'm sure it might be. Good morning to James Humble. Welcome to the show, James. And is that everyone? We said hello to everyone? Yes. So good morning to each and every one of you today. As I say, the sun's out at the moment. I've had a good sleep. Woke up at 7:30 in the morning. I only woke up once to go for a wee last night, which was quite good. 3 o'clock in the morning, that was. So that's that lovely video. I was asking you if anyone uses any of your sleep sounds. Something else I was reintroduced to last week, I think it was. I was talking to my sister on the phone. I was reintroduced to the Carpenters. Do you like the Carpenters, don't you? I'm on the top of the world and solitaire's the only way into... I love anything like that. Beautiful. She had a hard life, didn't she? Karen Carpenter. All that talent as well. You know, I do like the Carpenters, so I've been listening to that as well. Went out for a walk yesterday. So much exercise yesterday. There was my cycle early in the morning because I woke up so early, so I went out for a bike ride and went for my walk yesterday. But I don't think I walked as far as I normally. Well, I know I didn't. I didn't walk as far as I normally do. Now, I'm not obsessed with numbers like people are. Do you remember when those Fitbits first came out? People were coming into the office or the school, wherever old you are. Oh, I've done 10,000 steps today. Oh, I've done 15,000 steps today. And I'm, yeah, and? Well, don't you think that's good? Oh, I don't know. How many steps are you usually doing? They were absolutely obsessed with the amount of steps they've done. Just go out and walk for an hour. That's what we used to do. Where have you been today? Oh, I went out to walk for an hour. I didn't count the steps. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They're absolutely obsessed with numbers. You've only got to open up the newspapers and see, they're always going on about these numbers and percentages and this, that and the other, and so many people are dead and what have you. Christ almighty. Obsessed by numbers, which we're not obsessed by numbers on this programme. But I went on the walk yesterday and I come back, thought I'd just check out how far I've walked today, and it was only like 3.2 miles, and usually I do about a 5-mile walk, not because I set out to do a 5-mile walk, it just ends up being that. And I was pleasantly surprised 4 weeks ago when I started doing all this walking, because I can't go swimming at the moment, which I think that's why I've got these breasts now. Can you see these breasts? I think the reason is because I'm not swimming. I'm doing the walking, but not the swimming. Therefore, them muscles that you do, I'm not like butterfly swimmers. Don't you hate them? Splashing everyone, idiots. They tend to be those macho men, alpha males. And you know how much we hate those, don't we? Alpha males. Yeah. I can swim up and down like that. Yeah, I can do 200 lengths. Yeah, thanks very much, mate. And all this old crap. Do me a favour. No, I'm more of that one. That's the one I do mainly, and I do a few of those. I don't do backstroke. No, I'm not very good at that. I can't get my arms to go round. I mean, if God had wanted me to be a windmill, he would have put me on a hill somewhere to create wind, wouldn't he? Or to pick up the wind and make electronicity. Yes. So I just do this one and this one, and not on my back, because I can't do it. Like that. My arms are all over the place. And plus you hit people. Accidentally, of course. So they're the ones I do. Well, I'm not doing that, am I? So I think I'm not using the muscles here. So breasts are growing. Look at all the straight lads getting excited now because I'm getting breasts. Especially that Mark Bowles. Yes. It's all right, Mark. It's all right. So there we are. Never mind. And it said I'd done 3.2 miles. I looked at it, I thought, I'm a little bit disappointed by that. But I think it's because I was on the phone and I rang a couple of people. I think I rang Ray Reynolds yesterday, and we do have quite long conversations when I'm on the phone with people. And I think being on the phone makes you walk more slowly. I mean, you'd know that if you were walking through the streets of London behind some idiot who's on the phone, and then they're talking away and they're not getting out of the way, are they? So maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. I don't know. Maybe that is the case. By the way, I hope you like my advertising picture this morning. That's me standing in the television, in front of the television on Saturday night, just about to watch Dad's Army. Yes, and on BBC One as well. They've put that back up on BBC One. I can only ever dream of. I've been on BBC One, as you know. I'm one of their biggest, brightest stars. That's me. Which is the case. Okay. So that's that. What else have we got? I've done 2 loads of washing yesterday, and it was very windy yesterday, so that was been blowing around in the wind. Thanks for your messages, by the way. I'll come back to those in a moment. I've done the quiz last night. I got the quiz ready. That's all ready to go. Your quiz is all ready to go for tonight. Tonight is quiz night. 8 o'clock is the time for tonight's quiz. 2 lots of questions. There's a picture round and a music round. So I did that. I also created a quiz for next week. Right? Because I was going to go up the caravan after Sunday's bingo. as well as doing that, I spent a lot of time in here last night trying stuff out. I also wanted to see if the bingo program would work on another. Well, it will work on another computer, but will all the information come over from that computer to that computer? And guess what? It does. So I could now probably do the bingo when I'm up at the caravan. My Lincolnshire television studio complex. I can actually do the bingo from up there as well. From what I can see, I'd have to try it out first. We'd have to do a test game. So all in all, I was quite busy last night until I got an email from someone. Thank you very much to Gary Davidson. I'm not sure if he's here or not yet. And he says, "Hi, Chris. Hope this will shed some light if you can go to the caravan." And that's from Gary Davidson. And I looked down this little thing from www.gov.uk. Very important people, dear. Very, very important people. And one of the things it says there is 1.7. Section 1.7. I sound like one of those people in court. What are they called? Not bailiffs. Not solicitors, the other one. Barristers. I sound like a barrister. Referring to... I need glasses for this, don't I? Referring... Which ones? With the Harry Potter ones? No, not those. These... Yep, that's the one. That's the one. There we are. Referring, Your Honour, to www.gov.uk, Section 1, Subsection 7. Nope, you can travel to outdoor open space irrespective of distance. I thought, yes. You shouldn't travel with someone from outside your household unless you can practice social distancing. Yes. For example, by cycling. Yes. Leaving your home. Yes. The place where you live. Yes. To stay at another home is not allowed. So that blows that out the window. Can't go up to the caravan at the moment, unfortunately, which is a shame, and also means that all the work I sat here and did last night in preparation for my return to the Lincolnshire television studio complex goes wasted. Well, it doesn't go wasted. I mean, it means I've already got the quiz for next week, but there you go. So, no, I shan't be travelling to my caravan anytime soon. It says there clearly in black and white, to stay at another home is not allowed. You could probably travel up there for the day. It says no distance to do maintenance work. But I mean, to go up to the caravan for, which would be from here probably a bit longer than it is from London, 3.5 hours to travel up there. 3.5 hours to no, it's not going to happen. So no, sadly, I won't be able to travel to my caravan anytime soon. And if I was one of those dodgy characters and thinks to myself, you know, well, I think I might travel I might go up to the caravan for a few days. Yeah, if I was one of those dodgy people, because I do this sort of thing, I guarantee you there will be someone watching the show, possibly even in the chat box, who would report me. Absolutely. Absolutely. I have no doubt in my mind. So, no, I won't be going up to my caravan, unfortunately. But never mind, that's just how it is. What else have we got here? I was talking to DJ Chris last night, and my asthma is playing up a little bit at the moment, and I know some of yours is as well. I think we can only put it down to the pollen thing. My little thing here, I must be having 8 to 10 puffs of that a day now. Okay? And I'm putting it down to pollen. Only in the house, incidentally. When I'm out doing my exercising, I might have one of those, but no problem, really. No problem. And it's... If you don't have sort of an asthma, I can't... It's not necessarily it's not necessarily that. It's a sudden... Is it sudden or not? You kind of get this feeling here. Like a little bit of... Just a little bit of tightness. And that's it. And you have this, and generally it sorts it out. You know, but it's so annoying, and I don't know why I'm having so much of that at the moment. I've just opened another one. I still have to order another couple this week. Right, let's just come to some of your messages coming in on the show today. James Humble, I think I said hello to James, so welcome along to the show, James. Rosalind, there's Rosalind. Hello, Rosalind. Rosalind is connected to the video that I'm going to show you. How are we doing on viewership at the moment? Okay, we'll wait for a few more people to join us, about 10 minutes or so. But she wrote the lyrics to this song. One Day Soon. by AJ, and we will be playing that for you later. Rosalind says, can't wait for you to play our song. We've had such a great response to it, and I can't wait for your listeners to hear it. So we're very, very much looking forward to that. If you've got any negative comments, please, we're not really interested in that. Don't just start shouting up there, because it won't be for everyone to like. The same as I don't like drill music. Have you heard that? Oh, Christ almighty. Dreadful drill music. You know, that's not my thing. But I don't go on drill music YouTube videos, oh, this is really crap or anything like that. I just don't say anything. End of. You know? The only people that we say bad things about are, of course, Gemma Collins, who were not popular. Oh, we got a super chat coming in there. Looks like it's another one from the Philippines, boys and girls. Ah, yes. Philippines, super chatting now. 301 Philippine note things, whatever they are. I can't remember what they are. Thank you very much. £5 to keep you on your toes. Not able to go to the cinema due to the COVID-19, and your show is well worth a fiver. Well, thank you for that. £5. That means you get. Can someone who does the translation PHP? Because I'll have to check that before I do your little tickets and that. Just to let you know, gang, super chats. Every time you send a super chat, I will give you free of charge one of our raffle tickets for this prize. Okay, that's the prize there. So we'll have to do a translation PHP to pounds. Why doesn't it just come up in pounds and be done with it? PHP to sterling, isn't it? Why is it called sterling and not pounds? Why is that? Convert. There we go. Let's try that. I've no doubt that you're not lying to me, darling. Okay, right. What did you say? 301. So you say a pound, didn't you? Converting now. 484. Well, £4. £4, just under £1. So I'll give you 4 tickets for that there. All right. There you go. You get 4 tickets for that. We don't sell raffle tickets, just to let you know, gang. But if you send a £1 super chat for every or more, for every £1 super chat, I will give you one of these tickets. And that goes in for our Thursday raffle. And that's the prize this week. One of those, okay? This is for our Thursday exclusive Super Chatter raffle. Not available on any other YouTube or ITV or BBC channel. Exclusively to this channel. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that, does it? Come on, be honest. It doesn't get any better than that. Let me just scroll down and put your name there. There we are. Thank you very much, sir, to Mr. Kevin James. James, I think what I'll do is what I'll do in future, if people get like a few tickets, I'll just do one of them like that, okay? And then put them there and do the rest after the show, because it takes a little bit of time up. All right, my loves? Thank you very much for that. Let's just scroll back up there. Where did we get to? There we are. Morning to Michael Pullman, Diane Jebb. Hello to you, my darling. All right. Park Nest is up in Yorkshire. Ba 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 ba. Hello, Yorkshire. Good morning, Yorkshire. Hello to Peter. Just emailed me a Blue Peter gardening project. Have you really? Well, you know I can't put that straight on the screen. It takes a while to transfer things. So I'll have a look at that for tomorrow, Peter. And thank you. I've got that. I have received that. I've just got this thing from Viking Direct. Face masks, £1 each. I think my nephew's wife has sent me a face mask in the post, like a proper one, rather than a cloth one, because we're going to be starting to have to wear these now. Where is that? Visitors. Yes, indeed, Disney. I saw this in the Daily Mail this morning. Visitors to Disney World will have to wear a mask when the theme park reopens after the virus shut it down, and it's taking reservations from July. So they're looking at July, both Florida and California. I haven't been to the California one. I've been to the Florida one 5 times. I love it. Sad, isn't it, eh? 57 years old, dear. I absolutely love the whole Disney thing. And part of the pleasure of going to Disney is, of course, not just seeing the Disney stuff, but watching the little smiling faces. Don't you love that? When they're so excited and they're in and out of these shops buying things and Mickey Mouses and on the rides. I love it. It says visitors to Disney World in Florida and Disneyland in California may have to wear a mask once the theme park opens. Now, if you're in America, I don't need to tell you this, right? It is very, very, very hot in Florida in June, July and August. I don't know how someone who hasn't been there before would be able to cope with that, to be honest. I think you'd find that incredibly uncomfortable, that. Awful. But nevertheless, this is possibly what's going to happen. The idea was mooted by the Walt Disney CEO doing an interview on Monday. He says, I think that the masks for the guests will be something that culturally is different in Asia. As you know, it's fairly commonplace, like in places like Japan. You often see, well, even in London, you see Asian people. Asian means different to some people. Asian would be of Chinese appearance, okay? That sort of Asian, rather than Indian Asian, if you see what I mean, okay? And you often, when you're walking around London, you see people with these masks on, lots of Asian people, Chinese origin, sort of people of Chinese appearance, origin, Asian people, if you see what I mean. I know that's a bit long-winded, but Asians mean different in different parts of the world. That is to us what Asians are. It says, I think that the mask for guests will be something that is culturally different. It's fairly commonplace in Asia. That was even before the virus thing. It's not the case in the US, and indeed not the case here either. But there are certain places that masks is quite a normal thing to wear. It says, although no firm date for reopening either venue has yet to be set, potential guests to the famous parks may have no other option but to wear face coverings in 90-degree summer weather. Yeah, that and the rest, mate. That and the rest. It is so hot there, more than 90. If they are to be allowed into the usual crowded destinations. He's been on CNBC and he was asked whether Disney World would open in July, but he refused to give a direct answer and stated that the company is working with state and local leaders alongside medical professionals. So there we are. It says the Disney website is now allowing bookings for travel dates from July the 1st and later. I mean, it's just a different world now. In such a short space of time, the world changed. Would I want to go and somewhere like that and wear a mask? Not at the moment. Not at the moment. Maybe it's something that we will all have to get used to. We might get a normal thing wearing one of these things around our blooming heads all the time. Just dreadful, really. Just dreadful. Kevin James. Yeah, you can have another one. There you go, Kevin. 115. That makes up a fiver there, doesn't it? There you go. All right, Kevin. There's your other one. All 5 there. I've only written it down once just to save a little bit of time, and I'll do those after the end of the show. All right, don't worry about that. Where are we? There we are. Got your email, Peter. Morning to Claire. Morning, Claire. Oh, Claire. Claire is back from another fraught early morning shop. Another 10 days worth of shopping there. Excellent, Claire. I did have a look to see if I could get any slots, any delivery slots last night, but none were coming up from any of the major supermarkets. Morrison's seemed to be changing something. They got a sign on there saying we are changing the way we do this, and you can only book it's 3 days, and all of the bookings were gone, so I haven't been able to do that yet, unfortunately. Morning to Joey Millen. And by the way, Claire, there's been a few people asking to see Lily Beetles. So, I'm very pleased to announce I have managed to capture a Lily Beetle on my photographic equipment, i.e. the iPhone 8. All the young people laugh when you say you got a young... Oh, it's an iPhone 8. Why haven't you upgraded that yet? Because it still works, idiot. Why spend money when you don't have to? You know me, the tightest person in here, my love. Don't spend money unless you have to. iPhone 8 still works. Okay, the battery's a bit iffy now. I have to charge it 2, sometimes 3 times a day, but I am on it quite a lot. I've become addicted to watching TikTok videos, as you well know. As you will know. Right, so we've got Lily Beetles to show you this morning. Now, Claire will look in horror at this. But first of all, I've got 3 pictures to show you, okay? 3 pictures to show you of the Lily Beetles. All right? The first one is from standing back. The second one, a bit closer. And then the third one shows you. See if you can spot it until we get to the closer one. Ready? Here they come. Right. Oh, that is the closer one. I don't know why that's that. There you go. So that's the little stack. That's in common ground. I put them in there. I've got many, many more than that, right? The lily beetle is there. You can't see it, can you? Right, now look. There it is. There it is. Look, waiting to munch through my leaves. Evil things. And now some nice and close. There it is. That is a lily beetle. Spot them on your lilies. You must get rid of them as quickly as possible. They have a hard shell. You've got to push quite hard to, unfortunately, dispose of that poor little critter. But the choice is, before you say, oh, that's really cruel to animals. What about the poor plant, dear? Quietly going around its business, trying to grow and look beautiful into a beautiful lily eaten by a lily beetle. Not on my watch, darling. And not on Claire's watch either. Get rid of them, dear. So there we are. At last, I have shown you lily beetles. Okay, good morning to Adrian Richardson there. Hello to Paul and Lou. Where were you yesterday, Paul and Lou? You were missed. Certain people are missed on this channel. Certain people aren't. You were missed. Hello to Paul and Lou. Okay, morning to Amelia Dodd as well. Excellent. Park Nest are there. There's Kevin's super chat there. John Aitken, good morning, John. Daniel Woodhouse, drill music. Is that by Desmond Dekker and his brother Black and Decker? Oh, it's awful. I mean, it's just awful, drill music. Look it up. But be prepared to listen to a lot of swearing. It's horrendous, that. Horrendous. I wonder if Mum and Dad thought that about me listening to the Nolans. Do you know what I mean? It's like a different age group. Although there wasn't any swearing by the Nolans, only in their private lives. No, you didn't. You never heard the Nolans swear, did you? Be honest. I mean, my favourite one was Attention to Me and Chemistry. We've got the chemistry right. Here, Rosalind and AJ, I could do a song with you. Is that a sort of a nice thing, do you think? I mean, I think I've got the good singing voice, don't you? Looks like we made it. That one? No. Even now, when there's someone else who cares, when there's someone who is waiting home for you. I've got the echo. Even now I wake up. Perhaps not then. Please yourselves. Mick Davenport likes my singing very much. He looks forward to me singing. Where are we? There. Thank you, Kevin. There's Adam. What's he want? Adam says, myself and Royston, that's his other half, were due to go to Athens for his birthday. I remember that, yeah. But as it's cancelled, we are putting the money towards Disney World Florida next year. Oh, I might come with you. I don't think the great nephews and nieces aren't old enough to take anywhere yet. But, yeah. Parkness, when I was working at the office in Leeds before the lockdown, I was seeing the Chinese students wearing a mask. Yes, well, a lot of the Chinese appearance Asian people do wear those masks. They have done for years. You look at airports and often they wear them just as a matter of thing. They've just been doing it for a long time, you know. Kevin, in the Philippines, there's an instant fine if you don't wear a mask there. Is that right? Mandy's got her mask on as we speak. Excellent. Chinese have been wearing masks for years, says Jason. Yeah. The smog is dreadful over there. Morning to George Bond. George, I'm glad you're there. George, you sent a video. I can't show it, unfortunately, because you've got someone else's music playing on it. And the copyright people won't allow that, okay? So I cannot show people your... If you send me videos with music behind and it's someone else's music with no permission, then I can't play it, okay? We'll be just taken off YouTube and then that's it. Good. In a recording studio, you reckon, Rosalind? Claire, nasty beasties. No new ones for me this morning. Me neither. Haven't seen any for a couple of days. Lots of weeds in your garden, I notice. Can we tidy them up a bit, please? No, that's how I want it. I go round regularly pulling up. I have a problem with brambles growing through from the outside, so I have to go around and look for those and pull. You have to pull out the root as well. But generally, most weeds will produce some sort of flower, and I kind of know which weeds do and which one. There's one particular weed, and it stinks. Oh, it's horrible. It's like one of the everlasting geraniums. Now, they're a little bit different to the normal ones you'd see hanging from plant pots. The leaves are kind of sharper, if you see what I mean, like that, you know. and they last all winter. These geraniums, they flower. They're flowering now. Some of them. I've got pink ones and blue ones, mainly pink. There is a plant similar to those, and it's got red stalks, red leaf and what's that called now? Stalks? No, not stalks. Stems, not stems. Oh, so if the plant's in the ground, that bit there's red, the bit like that, and there's the leaf at the other end, right? They grow ever so easy. They're a weed, and you pull them up and they stink. Oh, it's awful. Awful. I don't know what they're called. I'll have to get a picture of one of those, I think, at some point. Something like that. Yeah. Poor Shania's out for a walk. She's surprised at how cold it is today. I'm sure it is, my love. Yeah. Nah. Okay. Into a recording studio. Right, how are we doing? Shall we 27? Okay. Let's just do one story. There's my saying. I'm going to do you one story, and then we'll show you video this morning. And that is the satellites again. They're coming round again, boys and girls. We've got these brand new satellites that you're able to see at the moment, as sent up by Elon Musk. And the reason they're there is, he says, to provide cheap, reliable internet to places that cannot get it. And at the moment, they're going up, if you see what I mean. They've been sent up, they go round and round the planet, and gradually they go up into position. Very clever, really. And there's a whole line of them. There's a great big line of them. And the idea is you look up into the sky, and literally you can see all this line of stars moving. But of course, there's small satellites. And we've been trying to catch them. I haven't managed to see them yet. And of course, as the nights are getting longer, or so the days are getting longer, so it's getting later and later when it gets dark. I mean, even out here this last night, 9:15, I could still see light on the horizon. And if you can see light on the horizon, it makes things more difficult to see. But in the Daily Mirror today, it says, if you look to the skies this evening, you may notice a fleet of lights flying through the night sky. Before you worry that the lights are a sign of an alien invasion, which they aren't, they are Elon Musk's Starlink satellites. Okay, it says you should see these in the UK this week. Here's a roundup of this week. Tonight, you will be able to see them at 10:59 p.m. Now, that's quite late. Where I am here, quite apart, to be honest, my house is surrounded by lights here, but quite apart from this, we have street lights around here, so you're better off to go somewhere dark. Now, I did go up to where I go walking. There's a hill there, and on top of that hill, you see a vast amount of the sky, really. I did go up there at night time once, about 9 o'clock. 11 o'clock, though, is quite late to be going up into a forest, and it does concern me a little bit that perhaps someone might be out there with a machete or you don't know. Jealous people are trying to take over this show, as you well know. Jealous people. There might be someone up there with a machete, or more likely, maybe you're not watching your footing quite carefully, and the last thing I want to do is go down another hole and twist my ankle again. Oh my God, that just went on and on. It's just about recovered now. That was like 6 months that took to recover. And it would be so easy, because if it's just not, it's not like it's tarmacked, is it? This is the forest. So you walk along these paths, several different routes I could take. And you've got to go up there with a torch and have that on the ground and look at the ground, at the floor, while you're walking along, or you do yourself some terrible damage. But 11 o'clock at night, that's really late. So tonight, they reckon 10:59 tonight. Okay, and probably by that time the quiz will have finished, and I will have time to get up and go up there, and I may well do it. I haven't decided yet. If you don't want to go up tonight at 11 o'clock, and by then it will be pitch black, won't it? You can go up on Thursday. What is it today? Tuesday or Wednesday? Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. You can go up on Thursday at 10:36 p.m. and I think it will probably still be dark. It will be dark by 10:36, but tonight it's 10:59. It says. So I may or may not. I think I probably will go up there. I really want to see these satellites flying in the sky. And I think we've got a clear sky as well. So that's what's happening there. All right. Yes, there you go. Claire, I know exactly the weeds you mean. I call them stinkwort. Is that what they are? Is that what they are? Stinkwort. Is that the name? I don't know. They grow really easily and break when you try and get them out. Yeah, you grab them up. Where all the leaves are like that, Claire, right? You've got to grab them there, right, and pull. They do actually come out quite easily, and over the fence they go, with the rest of the stuff. They really do grow, but they stink. They've got the most vile smell, haven't they? No, George, I've deleted that video now. I couldn't show it. So I don't keep stuff when people send it to me generally, unless I really, really want to keep it. But pictures and everything like that, I show them and I delete them. So I haven't got that now. Okay. All right. Text phone. I haven't turned the text phone on yet. How silly. Thank you, Gary. I've completely forgotten to turn the text phone on. Right. Okie doke, boys and girls. Here we go then. I have the most wonderful music video to show you this morning. As you know, we don't do music on this show. It is a chat show. I can't play you generally music anyway because we get into all sorts of copyright restrictions and permissions and this, that and the other. However, today, last night, I was sent, well, actually at the weekend, I was sent a song. And yesterday, she sent a video. She's with us today, Rosalind Winton. Okay? And she teamed up with a chap called AJ Clark, who is a musician. And Rosalind wrote the words to some of this. And AJ sung it. I think I got that right. Have I, Rosalind? Just want to read you a bit of AJ Clark's biography from his Facebook page. It says, the music and career of composer, arranger and performer AJ Clark. And it's a beautiful piece of music, this. It's absolutely... I can't wait to play it to you. Born into a musical family, AJ was first taught piano by his grandfather at the age of 6. Now, that if the Manilow connection here is very hot. Very, very hot indeed. Because Barry was taken around by his grandfather when he knew he wanted to do musical stuff and all that. All right? Thank you, Gary. It says, after years of piano lessons, he finally hit the stage as a singer at the age of 16, performing in venues across the UK. At the age of 21, AJ's life changed when he began to work at sea, so on some of the big cruise boats. And that's quite a nice job, that is. That's quite a nice job, that is. Now working predominantly, although probably not at the moment due to the virus, on Norwegian cruises and Princess cruises, he performs nightly in their piano bars, dazzling audience members with his musicianship and style. In the spring of 2009, while working on his first contract on the Norwegian Jade, AJ met longtime songwriter Cy Simonson, and immediately they began writing together. 4 years on, and still aboard the Norwegian Jade, they have produced 2 albums, C Notes in 2011 and Last Man Standing in 2013, and have ideas for 3 more albums in the pipeline to be released in the next 2 years. So there we are. On this particular song, as I say, Rosalind, who's with us right now in the chat box there, she wrote the lyrics, AJ composed the music, arranged it and sings it. So, here it is. Have a little listen to this. Turn it up. I suggest, I wouldn't be surprised if I've got tears in my eyes. Okay? It's a bit of a tearjerker. This is AJ Clark and One Day Soon.
Togetherness has never meant so much as it does today. The whole world is in such a state of disarray, but we'll grow stronger as we rise above it all, and we won't fall. No, we'll never fall. One day soon, the world will mend, and our troubled times will come to an end. One day soon, for all those we can't be with, to all those we have lost, for everybody's hardships, for the times we count the cost, for all those those we depend on, to all those that we love, and to those behind the scenes that we've all been thinking of. Oh, one day soon, the world will mend, and our troubled times will come to an end. One day soon, one day soon, one day soon, one day soon, one day
Oh, didn't you love that? I love it. I absolutely love it. AJ Clark with the words written by Rosalind Winton there, and One Day Soon. I told you it'd make you cry, didn't I? Oh, I'm terrible. I cry to music when it's really beautiful like that. But you can so hear the Barry in there. You can so hear the Manilow, his influence of Barry now, and I think it's wonderful. Absolutely wonderful song, and thank you so much for allowing us to play that. There is no copyright on that, actually, and if you want that, I can send it to you. Okay, I did ask if I could send it to radio stations and things like that, and they said yes, because there's no copyright problem on that at the moment. So if you'd like that, and I know it's not too many of you, it's like we're not losing thousands of pounds or anything like that, then please just drop us a little message, and I can send you just the audio. Okay, you won't get the video. The file's too big; it's like 25 meg or something like that. But I could send you the audio if you want, and I think that would be all right. All right, and as I say, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful song. I will play that again at the end of the show today. Or I've got to play that again. So when we finish the show today, I shall be playing that you again. Lots of people enjoying that there. Yes, Michael Lawrence, Andy, the song that brought tears to eyes. All right. Anyone who wants that at all, just let me know. Just drop us an email. Or, in this case, a Facebook message. I don't usually do Facebook messages. If you ever send me a message on Facebook, you're unlikely to get a reply. They just keep coming, you see. That's the trouble. But anything to do with the shows, normally an email. But any method at all you want, a copy of that. I've already MP3'd it, so there's no video. Just it's about, I don't know, a couple of meg big or something like that. Drop us an email and I'll pass it on to you. All right. Yes, please post. It might not work, Rosalind. I have to post links on there. Just Facebook message me the link and I can put that on, because you probably won't be able to post a link. It doesn't allow anyone else to do that other than the host. So get your link up there, my love. Just send it to me on the I'll wait for you on here. 1 minute. On here, please. And I'll copy and paste that onto the wall for other people, and they can have a look there. Thank you, Rosalind. Wonderful, just wonderful, wonderful. Jason, very touching. Isn't the video lovely as well? Such a beautiful song, it really is. Thank you. Oh, shut up, Chris. We'll have to go to commercial. This was the real telly. We'd have to have a commercial break now to allow me to recover. Oh, dear me. Good. Rosalind said, we wrote it to bring joy to people and raise much needed funds for the NHS. I've been writing lyrics for 40 years and I've enjoyed some lovely achievements over the years, says Rosalind there. And one of the other things she does is write poetry. And you may remember some time ago... Oh, this is ridiculous. Silly old queen. Maybe it's because I haven't had my pills yet. You may remember some time ago we read some of her poetry out as well, because that's what she does. She does writing and poetry, and now obviously song lyrics as well, which was fantastic. Yeah, just Facebook message me your link because it won't work for you. It's only me that can put links on there. So if you Facebook message me that, and then I can put it on there, and that will be cool. All right. Where else are we this morning? Okie doke. The flamingos are having a good time at the moment, Gan. Yes, the pandemic is allowing flamingo populations to thrive amid a newfound tranquility in Albania's lagoons as local workers down tools as part of their restrictions. Oh, yes. Come on, Rosalind. I'm waiting for your link there, my darling. So I like flamingos. Do you? Where my niece is in Cyprus, there is like this big salt plain and it's covered in flamingo. Oh, it's amazing. You see all these little pink bodies all over the place. Very, very pretty. We like flamingos. Several species of birds are flourishing in the coastal Nata Lagoon by the Adriatic Sea, which sounds like an absolutely delightful place, with local officials and residents saying the flamingo population has increased by 3,000. That's not bad, is it? 3,000? Hang on, I think we can do this now. Let's just stick Rosalind's thing up there for you to look at. A lyricist. Why isn't that coming up? Lyricist, is that what you say? Lyricist, is that the correct word there? And then we go back to this story. There we go. Let's see if that works now. Come on, where is it? There you go. There's Rosalind's link there, okay? Have a little look at what else she does and all her wonderful poetry and anything like that. Bird watchers have also spotted more pelicans, herons and other species this spring at the 10 square mile lagoon, which is 19 miles south of Tirana, which is the capital. So, you know, you have to remember, you know, when all this horrible stuff is around and people dying, there is other things that are going better than they would have done if we'd have been carried on normal life. And maybe this is the way of the world changing. It's not happy with what's going on and what we're doing to it. So it does something like this to get rid of some of us, and other things start flourishing. I'm sure there's less pollution in the air now, isn't there? I have a mask coming. I have a mask coming today, which I'm very, very much looking forward to receiving from my niece. What is she now? Niece. What do I call her? Niece-in-law. I think it's niece-in-law. My nephew's wife. Is that niece-in-law? It's got to be niece-in-law or something like that. Anyway, cats. Cats and babies. Do they go together, cats and babies? You know, like you get big dogs and babies, and the big dog, baby comes, tends to start looking after the baby, don't they? They lie by it and look after it all the time. I don't know if that's the case with cats or not. But here's a story in the Daily Mirror today. Husband wants to name our baby after the cat. Right now, I think this depends on what the cat's name is. It says the couple are trying to whittle down their list of baby names and have already scrapped the names Cyrus, Athelstan and Lancelot. They don't really ring to me as a child's name, to be honest. But there's another unusual moniker still up for debate. Picking a name for your baby is pretty daunting, as I'm sure some of the parents on here know. It's something that they have with them forever, after all. Many take inspiration from their loved ones, their favourite places or their passions. But one mum-to-be was left baffled when her husband suggested naming it after an unexpected family member. Now, have any of you named your baby after your pet, I wonder? Is there anyone... It's like, you know, certain stars, certain television people, and they have these unusual names. Look at Liam Payne's baby. You know, Bear. Now, that's an unusual name, isn't it? It's not a horrible name. You know, I don't dislike... you can't dislike a child for a name anyway, can you? But it's not horrible. But it's unusual. And we had the guy from In Excess, wasn't it? I can't remember. She killed herself as well, the missus, didn't she, I think, eventually. and old Bob Geldof, his children Peaches and things like that. Again, an unusual name, not necessarily a horrible name, but an unusual name for a child. And you do hear these children's names. I suppose Apricot, really. Apricot as a child's name. Is that any different to sort of a little girl in the 1950s, 1940s, 50s, 60s that might be called Rose? Possibly in those times that was an unusual name there. It says she vetoed his suggestions of Cyrus Athelstan, I think it is, and Lancelot, but it was one name he was determined to keep on their shortlist, and it's the cat's name. So they've got a cat. She took to Mumsnet to ask other parents for their thoughts, and users couldn't believe his suggestion. Now, I know two people called Kitten. Now, to me, that's quite an unusual name for a girl. What's your name? Kitten. Literally, Kitten. But it's, again, not an unpleasant name, is it really? It's quite nice. Kitten, Kit. Or you could just call them Kit, I suppose. Quite a nice name. Unusual, but nice. She wrote, so finally getting our darling husband to start at least thinking about babies' names. I have rejected these, but here's one of which is a cat name. We have a cat. And I'd like a name that... We had a cat and we have a kitty and a raff already. And I'd like a name that goes, I don't know what on earth is a raff? R-A-F-E. What the hell's that? What's a raff? Is that a misprint? Who's editing these newspapers? She went on to list some of the other names they're considering, including Maxim, Mungo, Jonty and Jago. But users couldn't believe the pair were considering naming their new baby after their cat, Mungo. Nah. That kind of doesn't work for me. Mungo. Would you call a baby Mungo? I don't like that name at all. Is it me? What do you think of that name, Mungo? Or is it just the fact that they want to name their child after a cat? I don't think I'd like the name. I'm glad I'm not called Mungo. Christopher's nice. Christopher's nice. Only Mum calls me. There's two people that always only call me Christopher. My mum, who's no longer with us, and someone else who calls me Christopher is my niece. I mean, what a cheek. I think she wants to become my mum because now that Mum and Dad are gone, that makes me an orphan. I am an orphan now. Orphan. No Mum and Dad. No, I'm now an orphan, boys and girls. Terrible, really. Is there another show going on today? Where's that then? I don't know what that's about. There we go. Oh, you're rowing, are you? Oh, I'm not interested in that. I won't refer to anything like that. As I said before, one thing that the chat box has brought all sorts of problems which didn't exist before we had the chat box, but it's there now. You can't really take it away. That's why I don't refer to it so much anymore. Just people rowing that all the time. I'm not getting involved in anyone's row. I got an email about someone a couple of weeks ago, and I'm looking at this email. It was about someone else. I won't go into it. And I'm looking at this email, and I'm sorry, and I thought to myself, what has this got to do with me? Why am I being informed of this piece of information? I thought that's just nothing to do with the show or anything. So I just replied to it, as best I could, and that's it. Moved on. Really, you just can't get involved in other people's lives. That's not for me at all. No, we're here to try and do a little bit of entertaining, dear. Entertaining. That's what we try and do. Thank you, Peter. I've received your picture there. I've just had a look at it while that beautiful video was on there. And lovely. Thank you very much. We've got raffle tickets coming up as well shortly, gang. How are we doing? Okay. Ryanair. Are you ready to fly again? Ryanair are nearly ready. Whether or not you'll feel safe getting on a plane or not, I do not know. I would love to go. I had a FaceTime this morning with my niece, who told me off, incidentally. I've been told off by my niece, Tracy. Oh, it's terrible. Apparently, I've forgotten. And I'd forgotten that I'd forgotten, actually. I'd forgotten to call James for his 3-year-old birthday. And she said he was crying for days. And I'm thinking, no, he wasn't. He wasn't. He probably didn't even know that I hadn't wished him happy birthday, because I've done all the others, you see. George 8, Emily 6. I didn't do James. And I was convinced that I had done. I said, check your Facebook. I think you'll find there's a couple of missed calls. And she's looked through. She said, no, there isn't. I was convinced that I'd rung her. Oh, it might have been on the WhatsApp, you see. Did I still have WhatsApp then? Or had I already deleted it? Because I got rid of WhatsApp. Oh, Christ, the amount of stupid pictures and hugs that people want all the time because they're sitting at home bored, firing off messages to each other. I've got more to do with my life than sit there receiving messages with pictures of hugs and to pass on something to 200 other people to get the message around about people that have lost a fingernail. You know the sort of thing I mean. Ryanair will have 40% of its flight schedule back and running from July the 1st. Wow. All passengers will have to wear face masks and have temperature checks before flying. Now, I already mentioned to you about the whole face mask thing, Disney World and all that, walking around with that thing on your face. It may well be that this is something we have to get used to. I'm not looking forward to it. I've got this thing that my sister made. It's beautiful. I really don't like it on my face, though, all the time. Maybe some people are more tolerant of something than others. I mean, certainly more people are tolerant of me than others. It can be quite tolerant to watch this programme, haven't you? The airline said Ryanair, Europe's low-fare airline, today announced plans to return to 40% of normal flight schedules from Wednesday the 1st of July. Subject to government restrictions on intra-EU flights being lifted and effective public health measures being put in place at airports. This is in the Sun today. Ryanair will operate a daily flight schedule of almost 1,000 flights from most of its 80 bases across Europe, restoring 90% of its pre-COVID-19 route network. Since flight restrictions began in mid-March, Ryanair has been operating a skeleton service of just 30 flights between Ireland, the UK and Europe. Passengers will be encouraged to check in with fewer bags. They're already doing that on Ryanair, aren't they? Fewer bags and check in online, downloading boarding passes to their smartphone, as well as undergoing temperature checks at airports and face masks and all that. You see, but this thing, it can get stuck on plastic stuff. What about your cases? All chucked in the hold and all that, collecting bits and pieces. There was a very interesting thing someone put on Facebook the other day, which I thought summed it up pretty well. Now, glitter. You get these like Christmas cards and whatever with glitter on it. And some of it comes off. And it just gets everywhere, doesn't it? And you're still finding it months later. And they were kind of putting that up against how you can sort of understand how the virus is. It gets everywhere. You can't really see it. And there it is again, suddenly. A bit like that, really. It says queuing for toilets will also be banned. Or take a bottle on there. You better take a bottle there. Thank you, Gary. Take a bottle. In a statement released today, Ryanair said that all of its aircraft are fitted with HEPA air filters and that all interior surfaces of the plane would be disinfected every night with chemicals. The airline also said social distancing at airports and onboard aircraft would be encouraged where possible. Doesn't say anything about that on the planes, though. Because wasn't he on the telly? He said something about, it's just impossible to remove seats because they just wouldn't be able to fly. They couldn't make the money to fly, let alone any profit. So there we are. Ryanair looks like they're going to go up in the sky. I don't know if you'll be getting on one of those at all. Would you be getting on one of those at all? John says holiday photographs will be rubbish if you have to keep your mask on, especially at Disneyland. Well, it depends how ugly you are, John. I'll have to wear a mask. I'd probably improve my looks, to be honest, wouldn't it? Me and John were extra cute, weren't we, John, in our 30s? We were so good. I wouldn't dare put up one of my topless photos on here. I'm sure you've seen them. Me and John were cute. This is the thing, isn't it, John? And I'm sure, John, you'll agree with me here. This is the trouble with the straight lads. They go through a little cute phase, don't they? The straight lads, they generally do. Mark Bowles is in his at the moment. Various, go for a little... The straight lads go through a cute phase, which unfortunately doesn't last very long. You see a lot of them on TikTok. Sort of early 20s up to about 32, something like that. And then it all falls apart, doesn't it? Where gay people like myself and John, we remain cute from the moment we are born to the moment we pass on to another life. We're just permanently cute. Isn't that right, John? Don't you think? All right. Let's have a look there. Right. Okay. Okie doke. Right. Let's have a look here. Apple is now you remember Google Glass? Do you remember Google Glass? That was a clever thing, wasn't it? Where you've got your computer screen coming up on this glass. A friend of mine had it. What was his name? Christopher. He was mayor of Lambeth. He's been mayor twice. Years ago, I went over to Lambeth Town Hall and did an interview with him, which is somewhere, maybe Adam the Plumber knows this, someone on... was it Adam the Plumber will know where that is. It's the interview with the Lambeth Town Hall member, mayor, Christopher... It's not Christopher Woodhouse. That's DJ Christopher Woodhouse. Oh, Christopher Wellbeloved. What a lovely man. Lovely man. And I got there and he got all his robes out and everything. We sat there and just had a conversation. It was nice. That's going back about 10 years now. And he came in the pub once with this Google Glass thing on. Like a set of glasses with a little camera and a little screen there. But it's that close to your eye that it looks like a big telly. Well, Apple are getting in on it now. Because that disappeared, didn't it? They kind of had it for, I don't think it was even a year, but it was there for a while and then they withdrew it. And nothing came back after that. I thought they'd be coming along with something else. But no, it never returned. Well, it looks like Apple might be trying to get to it. Bit of technology news for you here. Apple is reportedly working on a pair of augmented reality 5G glasses. Wow. That look like normal glasses, so look like this. So that would be better. The Google thing, I'm sure you remember this, right? They were like smaller glasses, smaller than this, and there was a little square there, and that's where the tiny little telly was. And there was a thing here, what picked up the internet. Of course, that was some time ago now, so the internet wouldn't have been as good as it is now. Certainly Wi-Fi and things like that. And you could say glass record. And it would start recording everything in front of it. You know. I mean, it does make me laugh. Do you know, I'm not being funny, but we've got all this stuff now that can record. And you can be out there, 200 people could record what you're doing on some sort of video or audio. And you wouldn't know about it. And yet, you get the camera out to take pictures of your children at a school play or something like that. And someone will be over... Oh, you're not allowed to take pictures of the children. You get that, don't you? It's ridiculous. Ridiculous. So then, what do you do then? You then put your camera in your pocket like that and leave it on record anyway. So it makes no difference whether you're holding it or in your pocket, and then no one knows. No, I think you'll find that 99.9% are not taking pictures of your children, just their own. Okay, so now and again yours may wander in or out, but that's just how it is. Can you just imagine it in years to come, right? I haven't got many, unfortunately, but I've got a couple of pictures from my old school. Maybe this one as well. Perhaps I'm a little bit too older in this. I'm probably 16 in that one there, okay? But I've got a couple of pictures of me in the school class and all that. Where's that all going to be? Pictures of you playing with other people's children. You're not going to have them because some millennial has decided, oh, you take pictures of my kids, don't take pictures of my kids. And yet they're on every TV screen and computer things and closed circuit television. It's all crap. If people are out there taking all these pictures and then suddenly someone, oh, you can't use that to take pictures. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. And here's something else that's going to do the job for you. Apple is reportedly working on a pair of augmented reality glasses that look like normal spectacles. The rumoured Apple glasses are said to be a top secret product that overlays computer-generated images onto the real world around you. So, bit different from the Google Glass, because the Google Glass had a little TV screen. These things, by the look of it, right, you'll still see the glass, but the projected images will be on the glass, so you'll be able to see through them, like you know, when you're perhaps editing a photo or something like that. I'm sorry, I've been so late turning that text phone on now. It is on now. You know, when you're doing sort of an overlay on a picture or something like that, and you've got that little slider at the bottom that says 0 to 100% on the sort of intensity of that picture on top of the other one, so you can still see through it, translucent, and it looks to me like it's translucent. So there is a picture up there, obviously just the temperature, and it's the sun and 61 degrees. Obviously they asked it what the temperature is, but you can kind of see through it. Now they've got this on some cars now. Some of the more expensive cars, not on mine, but where they project the speed and other information important to a driver while he or she is driving along onto the screen, so that you never ever take your eyes off the screen. Even when you're looking at the speed, you're still looking through it at the road, and it looks like something like that. It says augmented reality is when virtual images are placed on top of real-world views. A simple example is a Snapchat filter. I don't use that, or Pokemon. I don't use that either. Putting AR inside of slim spectacles is a goal for many tech firms, and Apple has been widely rumoured to be among them. Now respected technical industry analysis, this is in The Sun, has told Gadgetcast that Apple glasses will also be 5G ready. So that, I mean, we haven't really got many 5G transmitters here yet. It'll take them years to cover the country, and they haven't got them 4G yet. Some places haven't got 3G. Really, up at the caravan, we just about get 4G on the 3 network. Constantly scanning the environment and added sophisticating CGI onto the real world could require very fast internet speeds, which would justify the addition of 5G. It would also mean the glasses would be capable of being used even when apart from a paired iPhone, so on their own. Don't need, like, you know, some people have got Apple Watches and things like that, but they have to be connected to the phone, so they can never be apart from each other. The same with this thing. You wouldn't need a phone either. Maybe you'd be able to call from it. Eh? You could say, like, call my sister, and it would just call her. How fantastic. The Apple glasses are expected to look like traditional glasses, which would be a contrast to the bulky AR and VR headsets we've seen over the years. And you've seen people with those other things on, and maybe you've tried one, have you? I haven't tried one of those. Great big things that are on your face like this, you know, a little bit like me in one of those ghastly masks. I think that's wonderful. Apple is planning to announce the new spectacles at an event in March or June next year, so we've got a good over a year to wait for these. However, he said some early details could be revealed this June. I think that's great. I would be tempted by something like that, you know, at the moment, and mainly we're always picking up our phones every 5 minutes, aren't we? Maybe this would just make it even worse. I don't know, but certainly when I'm doing videos and things like that, mainly for the show, and I'm holding this up all the time, you know, if I could have something on my head, you know, if I'm like doing like a scenery, like I don't know, say there's a windmill in front of me, and what I don't like to just it's turning around. I quite like to do a move over towards it first. So holding a camera, you know, a little bit shaky, unless you've got a tripod. You should always have a tripod. I've mentioned many times these people at concerts and things like that, and they've got this phone, and honestly, they're like this, jumping up and down, especially, not so much the Barry Manilow concert, because we're not dancing around too much at Barry's concerts, but certainly something like a Justin Bieber or One Direction when they were going, and you see all these videos on the internet, and they're just going up and down, just jumping up and down. You can't watch it. And similarly, even when I'm very careful and I'm moving my camera around, I'm aware that there is a slight shake now and again. It's really difficult to keep it straight. Even with the image stabilisation, you still get a little bit of movement there. I would imagine it would be much easier if you could do it through a pair of glasses. So if you were the windmill, right? Sorry, if you were the... Why am I looking up there? If you were the windmill right in front of me there, and I wanted to come across to you and then hold, I'd literally, you know, I'd have my Apple, what they call them? Apple glasses or something like that. Apple glasses, and they you know, just move across slowly like that. And then hold there, like that. And then I would say, stop, and it would stop recording. That's got to be easier. And that would be my personal... that would be the biggest thing of the gadget to make me buy it. Something like that. Although God knows how much they're going to cost. You know, if they're going to start charging over £1,000, then that's a different case altogether. You know, it's just... I am often amazed with the amount of people that have got like £1,000 to spend on stuff like that all the time, innit? Untrue. Peter, 5G glasses, give up and surrender to China. You worry too much about people. Believe me, Peter, no one's looking at you, darling. No one is looking at you, but they're all looking at me. They are, and I mean that in a caring way. No one's looking at you. Morning to Fran Green. Morning to you, Fran, this morning. Hello to you. There you go, John Aitken. I'm still getting comments about my beautiful blue eyes, but I've put weight on. Oh, don't worry. We're just looking at your eyes, John. In fact, John's happy to. John's a bit short of money, so if you'd like to buy one of his eyes, they do that, don't they? People sell kidneys and things like that. Do you think you could sell a kidney online? Would anyone notice if you then went to a butcher's shop and just sent that in the post? Can you send kidneys through the post? I'm not sure. I've just got to keep an eye on this because we're waiting for parcel now. Waiting for parcel now, so this might make a little bit of noise now and again. Okay, let me put that in front of me there. I hope you can't. If you can hear a buzzing, let me know. Sometimes a mobile phone puts buzzing on the thing there. Like RoboCop. Yeah, like RoboCop. Jason's off to the shops. Okay. Be careful. Put something over your mouth there, Jason. Keep an eye there. All right. Okay. We're nearly going to do the raffle tickets after just one more story, Claire. That's what's going to stay on my headstone. One more story, and then we'll play out with that wonderful song again, so we can all go and cry somewhere from AJ and Rosalind. Okay. All right. Have you been washing your shopping? I have. I now wash my shopping. I know some of you think I'm being far too careful. And there are some people out there who still insist that there's nothing wrong and life should go along as normal, and the government are trying to cover up something else by doing that. I'm afraid I don't. You know, I'm extremely cautious with everything. Although I went into Lidl the other day, there was only a handful of people in there, Lidl in Growthorne. I still hated being in there. I absolutely hated it. I couldn't wait to get out. Couldn't wait to get out. It scares me to go into a shop. Thank you, Andy. Andy's got his the Terminator. That's the one, Rachel. Andy's got his fridge magnet. Excellent. Excellent, Andy. People are getting their stuff today. I would imagine Roy Brownlow gets his clock as well. I was so disappointed he won. Oh, incidentally, the raffle this week still hasn't been claimed. The raffle winner this week was 681. We're waiting for someone to claim number 681, okay? You need to claim it. No names. Remember that. When I give out your raffle tickets, make sure you write down the numbers. Not for the Super Chat raffle, that's a different thing. For the normal raffle, make sure you write down those numbers because I'm not telling you. Okay? Just one more story, Claire. Just one more, my darling. Yeah, Mandy, you could have done his shopping, Jason. I think a lot of us on here are probably safer than most people with the stuff they do. You know, I think we really are. A lot of the people on this channel watching the show appear to me to sort of do stuff, go the extra mile, trying to keep themselves safe from this ghastly thing that's around. Anyway, as I say, I've been washing my shopping. Do you? Have you been washing your shopping in any way, shape or form? And by that, I mean, do you dunk everything in hot soapy water, give it a good rub and let it dry somewhere? Or do you just have a little bit of soap and that on there, perhaps give it a quick rub down and then rinse it under the tap? Or maybe you spray it with bleach, that bleach spray. Because bleach kills almost everything, doesn't it? Or Dettol spray. What can I ask you today? What do you do to your shopping? Or do you just put it back straight in the cupboard? Well, in the Daily Mail, and I was very interested in seeing this article this morning. Do I really have to wash my shopping when it's delivered? Experts answer the question. Okay, so here it is. Answer. The government advises that the risk of the virus cross-contamination to food and packaging is very low, says Dr. Andrew Preston, a reader in microbial pathogenesis. Oh, I got that. That was a good word, wasn't it? Pathogenesis, dear. We like that word. Pathogenesis at the University of Bath. In addition, manufacturers are required to have systems in place to keep products clean. Yeah, but that's all very well saying that the manufacturers. It goes through lots of hands, doesn't it? Through no fault of their own. There'd be the lady or the man who, perhaps if you're lucky enough to get a delivery slot, comes and brings it to your house. And then it's been sitting in a van with loads of other shopping, which other people have touched. But it says, however, there's no harm in giving packaging a wipe down with soapy water or leaving parcels for 3 days before opening them if you are concerned. So I believe cardboard and that sort of thing can hold it for a little bit longer there. As you know, at the moment, when I get letters in the post, okay, I open my front door, I open my kitchen door, I retrieve the letter, if possible, from outside the door if it's sticking out a bit. Sometimes I don't push it right the way through, do they? Okay, so if I can do that, then I go, I pull my arms up like that. I go to the recycle bin. I take the letter out, I throw the envelope straight away, and I have a quick look at the letter. If it doesn't need to be actioned, straight in the bin. If it does need to be actioned, that then comes inside, goes in the shed, and sits out there for 3 or 4 days before I do something about it. That's how I work now. And of course, once that's happened, I then go and wash my hands. You may think that's just ridiculous, but it makes me feel better. It says, however, there's no harms in giving packaging a wipe down with soapy water or leaving parcels for 3 days before opening them if you are concerned. The best approach is to always wash your hands with soap after handling any packaging and to wash fresh food prior to eating. Well, we should really be washing our food anyway. You see, this is the trouble. It's all very well, some stuff is supposed to be washed. Some supermarkets do seem to wash the stuff better than others. I have to say, if you buy something from Waitrose, a bag of potatoes or anything like that, then they're clean. They're clean. There is no dirt on them at all. Sometimes in Aldi, the cleaning process doesn't seem to be as good, and you do get bits of earth on there sometimes. That's not to say that it's not high quality stuff, because it is. I'm in Aldi all the time, or I used to be anyway. But that before this virus, that's where I always did most of my shopping, in Aldi. Now I've had one delivery. My mate, sometimes I put my shopping on my mate's delivery, and I've been down once to Lidl, simply because there was no one in the queue outside. At the moment, whenever I go to Aldi, except once, which was the week before last, I went there 9:30. Was it 9 o'clock at night? Hardly anyone there. That's the time to go, night time. It's open till 10 again now. They've restored the 10 o'clock close. So if I want to go down there, I'll go there at 9:30. I'm just waiting for a mask arrive, actually, from Gary and Stacey at the moment. Once I've got that, I'll probably go down to Aldi and do a little bit of a shop. Not now, though. Why put yourself more at risk when you don't have to? Go there late at night, very late at night. 9:30. They're only open for another half an hour, aren't they? But I went to Lidl last week because there was no queue outside. It's not close to me. That's a bike ride. But it's a nice bike ride, on a place like that. So, do you wash your stuff? Let's have a look what you're saying there, and then we'll do today's raffle. Start asking for your raffle tickets now, darlings, while I do these messages. Tony King hasn't washed anything. Okay, Tony. Mick Mark Bowles never wrote his numbers down. Well, that's not my fault, is it? That's not my fault. Yeah, I've been saying for we didn't do it instantly. I told you 2 weeks in advance. People, write your numbers down. It's part of the excitement, you see. And part of the excitement is now listening to Mark Bowles begging me. Did I win? Don't try the old thing of sending an email every week. Oh, I think it was me. I'll soon catch that one out. If you keep doing that, you're out of the raffle. You've got to enter into the spirit of things, haven't you, Claire? You've got to enter into the spirit of the game. It's like the people at the quiz. You know, we all have a wonderful quiz. And you know there's no prize and the only person you can treat is yourself. Really. But then some people, they do like, how can you get the full score every time? People know you haven't got that full score all the time. You have to enter into the spirit of the game. Spirit of God in the clear running water, growing to greatness, the trees on the hill. I love it, Mick. Write your numbers down, darling. Write your numbers down. So Tony King hasn't washed anything. Fran Green washes it or peels it for preparing. So, I mean, you should really have been washing your stuff anyway before. Because you don't know, you know, it's all very well seeing that tomato or that pepper, which should have been washed. But what if for some reason it didn't get washed properly? You know? I said, well, you can see dirt on there. Hang on a minute. What if an animal is, you know, it's mice and things everywhere? An animal might have done a little wee on there or a poo and it's not been taken off properly. You should always wash fruit and vegetables. Even blueberries. Even blueberries. I take them out of the packet, put them in a sieve and I give them a good thing under the water. Always have done. You don't know what's on these things. Shania uses a flash bleach spray. Oh, that's the one I've got, Shania. Great Catholics think alike, darling. Flash bleach spray. I've got that as well, Shania. Thank you. Andy says, I've eaten the dictionary this morning. You were impressed with that word, weren't you, Andy? Where are we now? Just a moment, please. Mick doesn't wash our shopping. I'm safe. Mandy does it all. You lazy git. You get that shopping done. Mandy! Mandy! Yeah, that was a loud one, weren't it? It's him, Mandy. It's him, darling. Cheek of it all. James, you do? Are you saying you do? You do some washing there? Michael just puts his shopping away. Maybe it's time to wash them. Well, I feel a lot better washing them, Michael. But you see, I take it too far. I wash them, then I worry that I've got something on my hands. Then I wash my hands, then I worry I've got something on the tap. Then I worry I've touched the door handle. That's how I am. Dreadful. It's a dreadful way to be, really, when you're thinking it. Fran washes her hands regularly anyway. Good morning to LaBelle. Your emerald-eyed potato bug of Mashik is in the house. Yes, indeed. You have missed most of the show, LaBelle, but never mind, darling. It's always nice to see your little face pop up at the end there, my love. All right. Mandy will be put in quarantine now for the rest of the day as she's been shopping up. Yeah, I'd like to see you try, mate. I'd like to see you try put Mandy in quarantine. I don't think so, sunshine. See, I know her more than you, and you've been married to her for many years. Oh, dear. Okie doke, let's do the raffle tickets as well. Tony King, let's go. 921 for Tony King. Thank you, Tony. 922 for Michael Lawrence. We're going to go out with that song again today, okay? 923 for Shaun Pye. Morning, Shaun. Don't think we've seen you this morning, have we? Morning, Shaun. Shania, 924. David Fryer, 925. Morning, David. You've been very quiet today, David. What do you do? What's your job, David? What do you do? Are you working or what? Or perhaps you're not working? Tell us a bit about yourself, Dave. We don't know nothing about you. Where are you and what do you do? That's what I'd like to know. I'd like to find out about people. We know what various people do on here. What do you do and where do you live, David? We need to know these things. Diane. Thank you, Diane. 926. Diane Jeb, 926. Rachel, hubby wipes all the shopping down with antibacterial wipes. I haven't been out to do the shopping for months, so there they are. See, she takes precautions as well there. Colin Coates, 927. 97 for Colin Coates. Fran Green, 928. I think you might get your hat today, Rachel. Let us know if you get your hat, darling. All right. Fran Green. Andy, 929. Andy, 929. Ross Herndine, 930. Jason Hughes, 931. Mandy, 932. Mick, 923. Rachel, 924. Adam, 925. Lovely to talk to Adam on the phone yesterday. Nice to talk to you on the phone yesterday. Andy, my partner, always tells me to wash my grapes. I sometimes forget. Oh, we don't want to know about your piles, my love. Oh, God's sake. Have you got piles as well? How awful. Those things, they just hang there getting in the way, don't they? I've never had that, which is surprising, really, because it doesn't matter. There we are. Are you all right, Claire? 941 for you, Claire. I might have a second Lily Beetle look today. I feel I'm not sure I did it properly this morning. I need a second check for the Lily Beetles this morning. Thank you, Joey. Joey is 942. Thank you, Joey. I tried to send you that song last night, but you didn't pick it up. So if you hang around, I'll send it when we finish the show, Joey. Ask me again on a message, and I'll resend that to you, okay? It wouldn't go because you weren't at the other end, all right? I think if when you send Facebook messages, if you're sending a file like that, you've got to be there at the other end ready to receive it. It doesn't go unless you're there. So if you just wait till I finish the show, then I'll send that to you, okay? David is an assassin for the Secret Service. Is that right, David? Where is he? Has he answered yet? Mick's only been married for 10 years, second time around. You wouldn't get that from Robert. Well, it was your choice. Didn't have to marry her. There were plenty of other people who wanted to marry Mandy. You're very lucky, Mick. Very lucky. Because if she hadn't come along, I think you'd be sitting there on your own now. Peter washes his dog. No hat yet. Oh, what a shame. Oh, that's disappointing, isn't it? There's David. David lives in New Haven, East Sussex. I'm a big fan of Sussex. Yes, we used to go to Brocklesham Bay. You'll know it, Brocklesham Bay, for a lot of our holidays and days out and things like that. Lovely little place. It never became sort of over commercialised. Didn't really become commercialised there. There's all they've got is like a cafe right at the end on the beach, haven't they now? That wasn't there when we used to go, but the post office was always there, run by, I can't remember who it is now. There's a post office right at the end on the left, and then back a bit further, just about 4 or 5 shops there, and oh yes, I know Sussex. He works at Pets at Home, working with animals, but we're closed at the moment. Oh really? I thought the pet shops were open. Didn't my mate? Well, not him, but he's not really been out the house much. But his other half went to Pets at Home to get cat food. So maybe they're not all open, just some of them. All right, Joey. Thank you, Joey. So East Sussex, yes. Yeah, nice. I think it's East Sussex, Brocklesham Bay. Is that the Witterings? Worthing, the Witterings. Chichester, of course, your main place. Not a particularly cheap part of the world to buy property, is it? From what I remember, East Sussex. Brocklesham Bay is quite expensive. I've got to say, I don't know if you know Brocklesham Bay or not, but you must do, David. But along by the in front of the sea, you know, the expensive houses are always looking out onto the sea, right? And you walk along there. It's not easy to walk along there because there's no beach. You kind of walk along this wall thing, and lots of stones and things. And but those houses, there's some awful houses along there. It's like people with money, you know, people with money who just put these monstrosities of properties up. Have you seen them, David? Oh, they're horrendous. If you were down looking at the beach, from the road, go left. You go quite a long way. There's some nice little flats there. There's a couple of nice properties, but some of the newer ones, they're just awful. Awful. Blooming great big square things. No character whatsoever. Just square things and glass. Awful places. Have you seen them, David? Mick, I've had women fighting over me, believe it or not. Now, Mick, I'm sorry. I don't like liars, darling. That's one thing I do not like is liars. And I can see from here that if you're not careful, your nose will grow and knock that computer off or whatever you're watching me on. With people fighting over him. Do me a favour. God's sake. Yeah, David's seen those houses. I wouldn't want to live in them. They're just awful. They look awful. They're probably all right inside, but from the outside, they look absolutely horrendous. There's a place in London like that. It's an Bishop's Avenue. Bishop's Avenue, very near Hampstead. Okay? And that's where, the money there, dear. The money. And you go along this avenue, there's these great big monstrosities of houses, some of which look absolutely awful. And it's like, we've got money, so we'll do this. Dreadful. Dreadful. Sort of place I like. I love it here. I absolutely love my house here. But given another option, a bungalow, an old bungalow in the middle of the woods. That's where I'd like to be. Not new. An old bungalow in the middle of the woods. Probably get that quite cheap as well. No one around. Solitaire. And solitaire's the only game in town. That one, yeah. Morning to Frank Martin joining us. Morning, Frank. Oh, we must have gone on a bit if you've just appeared. Sprinter van, thank you very much. 943 for Mr. Sprinter van this morning. Anyone else want a raffle ticket for Monday's raffle? Please speak now. LaBelle there, 944. LaBelle. David is the champion for eating the most hamburgers in under an hour. All right. Okie doke. Right, let's do today's birthdays. If I've missed out anyone on the raffle, please speak now, my loves, and I will correct that for... Oh, stop singing, for God's sake. Oh, we'll do a whole song then. I'll do a whole song. He's a miserable git, isn't he, old Mick? All he does is sits there moaning. Who was that bloke on the telly? Who's the old bloke on the telly who was used to moan? Not Alf Garnett, after him. Played, but I can't remember his name now. I never used to watch it, actually. Mildrow, that's it, Mildrow. Yes, Rachel, a cabin in the woods like Grizzly Adams. I think you're absolutely right. I think I'd be very happy in something like that, Rachel. Seriously. I'd need a room to do this stuff, But apart from that, wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Right, it's today's birthdays then. We've got quite a few this morning, actually. Happy birthday on this Tuesday, the 12th of May, 2020, to a very, very dear friend of mine, Jacquii Can. Now, she was on Stars in Their Eyes doing Alison Moyet years ago. And she's just such a wonderful person. Very warm person. And she takes the mick out of herself, which is what I do to myself as well, as you well know. And she's just got such a wonderful sense of humour. Very similar to my own. So happy birthday to my dear, dear friend, Jacquii Can. I worked with her many times, pushing her buttons at various places. Happy birthday to Jacquii Can today, all right? Paul Adamson today is 53 years old. Happy birthday, Paul. Billy Redgrave, good morning to you. 30 years old for Billy Redgrave. Kevin Warrilow, morning, Kevin. Happy birthday to you, sir. Owen Williams. He was the manager at Central Station when I went back there first, about 5 or 6 years ago now. He today is 41 years old. He's also called, I'm never quite sure whether I should call you Owen or David, but Owen Williams, David Williams, whatever. Happy birthday to both of them. Are you one of those they people like Sam Smith? Yeah, are you a they? Don't even get me started on that one. That is just so BS. It's unbelievable. They. Morning, Owen. Hello to Yikai Lin. Yikai Lin today, 37 years old. Happy birthday to you. I hope I got your name right there. I'm not sure I've pronounced that right, but I did the best I can. All right, so happy birthday to you. David Ramade. He comes along to the karaoke. Good morning to you, David. Happy birthday to you, sir. Aabdur Rahman. Morning. Happy birthday. Dave Williams. That's Dave. That's Owen, Dave. Same person there. Shaun Christopher Smith today is a young 33 years old. Happy birthday, Shaun. Mike Cooper. Good morning, Mike. Happy birthday to you. Sinclair Cameron today, 38 years old. Wow, 38, Sinclair. Happy birthday, Sinclair. Merp London is 60 today. Good morning, Merp. Mandy Lester, 44 years old today. And finally, Kevin Hoff today is 42 years old. Long time no see, Kevin. He got married some time ago. It's about a few years ago now, isn't it, Kevin? So a big happy birthday to you. And indeed, everyone's birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Twice, coronavirus. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Yeah, happy birthday, boys and girls. Happy birthday to each and every one of you. Don't go away. We're going to finish off with that wonderful new song again, boys and girls. But just to tell you, do join us tonight. It's our quiz night tonight. If you have a look on my Facebook, facebook.com/Chris Reardon UK is my Facebook. You'll see the poster advertising the quiz tonight. If you like to just copy and paste that onto your walls, and the more the merrier. Remember, there's no prize for the quiz. It's all a little bit of fun. There'll be some easy stuff in there. There'll be some hard stuff in there. Music round and a picture round as well. That's tonight at 8 o'clock and every Tuesday night on this channel. All right, boys and girls. Righty-ho. I shall leave you now, gang, with this wonderful song. Lyrics written by the lovely Rosalind, who was with us earlier on this morning, and sang, performed and arranged by a beautiful man called AJ Clark. This is One Day Soon, and I'll see you tonight at 8 o'clock. Have a good day. Thanks for watching and listening.
Togetherness has never meant so much as it does today. The whole world is in such a state of disarray, but we'll grow stronger as we rise above it all, and we won't fall. No, we'll never fall. One day soon, the world will mend, and our troubled times will come to an end. One day soon, for all those we can't be with, to all those we have lost, for everybody's hardships, for the times we count the cost.